Our giving, especially to others of our Christian faith, should come from the very depths of a wisely driven, open, and blessed heart. Wisely driven, open, and blessed heart. This applies even when we may have very little to give, as is evidenced by the Macedonian fellowship there. Let me go into my first story. And this is a story about financially giving to one who was in a desperate need and in the process of giving, attempting to teach responsibility. The context of the story is we had a brother in Christ that we'd fellowshipped with, and he had a brother who we didn't fellowship with. He was a Christian. We actually had conversations where he was very disagreeable to some of our doctrines, but I knew him. I didn't know him well, but I knew him. After a period of time, this man called me out of the clear blue and said, Rick, I'm in trouble. Can you help me? And it's like, okay, tell me what's up. And basically he said, I've fallen into hard times. I've been living at this boarding house where you pay weekly. And he had gotten behind 4 or 5 or 6 weeks, whatever it was. And they're about to throw him out. And he said, I'm working. I can't afford to pay all this back rent. I'm going to be homeless. Can you help me? And so I said, sure. And so I went, I sat with him, we talked about it, and he kept saying, I'm going to pay you back. I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. I'm working. I can do this. I can do this. So I went to the boarding house myself, and I went and I sat down with the manager and I explained what I was doing, and I caught him up. So he was current. And what he and I did is we put together a schedule because he got paid weekly. And I said, how much can you afford every week, do you think? And he said, $40. I said, okay, let's work with 20. Let's work with $20 a week, and you just pay me back. And it was going to take a really long time. It didn't matter. But once a week, just $20 a week. You said you could afford 40. Let's be kind with this. And so he was very enthusiastic, very thankful. And the first week goes by, and I give him a call. And he said, I'm a little tight, a little tight. Okay. All right. Just keep in mind, we got to get started. Another week goes by, make a call. I can't. And so a pattern started.
Oh no.
And I began to I told the individual eventually, I said, look, when you can pay me. Okay. Just get yourself in order. I don't want you to be homeless. And essentially didn't hear from him pretty much.
Ever?
Well, I saw him once, maybe a year and a half later. And, he said something about, well, I'll pay you back. But
oh no,
this is an old experience, okay? And so there it was. He didn't end up being homeless, and he, got himself on his feet. But that was the end of that experience.
So he never paid you. He never paid you back anything?
Not a nickel. Nope.
Okay. I have a couple questions. One,
yes.
I know your wife, Trisha. Where does she fit into this? Because you are using really family money. And yes. My second question is, knowing what you know now that really you were taken advantage of, would you do it again?
Okay. First question. I never get myself involved in something like this without talking to Trish first.
Okay.
These are always family decisions, and we always go in knowing the potentials. And so that was a mutual decision. And secondly, would I do it again? In a heartbeat, I would do it again because it was an opportunity. It kept the guy from being homeless. And whether he paid back or not, I had the opportunity to give to somebody in great need. It's okay. It's okay. Yes, I would absolutely do it again. So that's the first lesson in giving. Sometimes it doesn't work the way you expect, but it's okay. Because God's giving to us doesn't always end up perfect in this age either, does it?
That's a good point. We take advantage of God too.
That's right. So we want to put that in perspective. So